Hello, and welcome to my channel MMP Training. MMP Training stands for Mindful, Nutritional and Physical Training. When I retired from professional boxing 7 years ago, I started kind of building this business and this philosophy, and I've trained my whole life like this. I think, firstly, your mental health is the most important bit to look after because without your mental health, you have nothing else. And then, secondly, is your nutritional health. You need to be feeding your body with the right nutrients that is ideal for you. And this is so individual to every single human being on the planet. And then thirdly, you need to move. However that is, you need to move the body. Your limbs need to be taken for their full range of movement under a bit of resistance. The fascia needs to get moved so we have freedom of movement. I've struggled with my mental health for so many years. I've battled with suicidal ideation from a young kid. I've had bouts of depression since teenage years, and then since professionally boxing, and I'm thinking from the repeat concussions and brain trauma that happened to me, like my headspace has been a lot worse. I've had two active suicide attempts, and when my world collapsed in 2024, and I started piecing my life back together again, I feel like I've got enough tools in my toolbox now to share on this channel how to help everybody with their mental health and their mental well-being, being more mindful in life, in work, how they show up to themselves and how they show up for other people. I am trained as a nutritional therapist. I've had horrendous IBS for most of my life, and in the last few years, again, I've got on top of that and understand that very well, from good food, reducing sugars, reducing processed foods, reducing the foods that aren't good for you that inflame your system, putting you in good prebiotics and probiotics that help with gut health. If you've ever had a course of antibiotics, your gut health probably isn't very good. And as a child, as a baby, I was given something like 11 antibiotics, my mum was told me, in the first couple of years of my life. And that just means my gut flora was horrendous. Remember, 90% of your serotonin, sorry, is built in your gut. So happy gut, happy head. And then I have trained since I've been 6 years old, like over 40 years now of training. I've competed high level in lots of sports, football, rugby, and I've boxed professionally for 10 years. I am a strength and conditioning coach and a yoga instructor. I also teach meditation and teach nutrition, but I know how the body moves. And these three pillars, your mindful health, nutritional health, and your physical health, are the three pillars to optimal health. And they're all built on a foundation of sleep. I believe that everyone have the right to pain-free movement until the day they take their last breath. We have no idea how long we've got on this planet, but I'd like to, on this page, give tips and techniques and how we can try and make that longevity better. Also, not just live longer, but live longer and stronger. There's no point in living for 100 years and being in pain for the last 30 years. Doing like you wanna, for every year you want to be the best version of yourself. And I'll try and be the most authentic I can on this channel. Like, I've struggled with undiagnosed dyslexia and ADHD for most of my life. I'm not very good at video editing, so I'll be putting up videos that probably have a lot of bloopers and bits and pieces in. But the more I get better at delivering this, and the more I get better at articulating my words, speaking calmly, and giving out the information that I've been learning myself, I hope it will help. Well, not I hope, I trust it will help everybody be a better, stronger human being. Like, I have lots of flaws myself, and I've taken a lot of painful lessons to get to where I am today. And by sharing some of these experiences and tips and techniques I've done to get better at my daily life practice, hopefully it means that you don't need to make the same mistakes or maybe less mistakes than I make. You always learn more from making mistakes. I think everyone's scared of failing and making mistakes, but the more you fail and the more mistakes you make, the better life becomes and the more you learn. And hopefully, the more mistakes you learn, the less mistakes you're going to make in the future. So this is what my channel is going to be about of yoga, movement, strength training, breath work, meditation, nutrition, all the bits and pieces I put together to try and make myself the strongest human being. And everything I do comes from a place of practice. That's it. Everything I teach and kind of information I give out, it comes from a place of practice. Yeah, I'm a trained strength and conditioning coach and yoga teacher. I'm not a doctor. So if anything needs medical advice, then please go and seek medical advice. But the advice I'm going to give you is stuff that I've been doing for myself and practicing for years and years and years. And now it's time to start really sharing all the stuff I know and even the stuff I haven't learned yet. So this will keep developing and growing. Like it's going to be a joy to share with you. But I've lost so many friends to poor health, poor mental health, to suicide. And if I can help just one person enrich their life, then my job is done completely. So thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing or watching and joining, and thank you for coming on this journey with me of understanding ourselves a bit better. Remember, life is a practice. Everything is a practice, and that just means that we just get better at our practice. Some days practices aren't good. Some days practices are better. There we go. We're going to show up for ourselves daily. Right. Peace, peace, love. I always think all this health and fitness, I'll talk about this more, is investing in a health pension. Like the more you deposit now in your health bank, the better your return when you're later. Simple as that. Remember, change your lifestyle, change your life, and invest in your health pension. And this is what I want to be doing through this channel. Thank you.